have no case against Trump. But I'm here, stuck here, and I can't campaign. I'd rather be right now in Iowa. I'd rather be in New Hampshire or South Carolina or Ohio or a lot of other places, but I'm stuck here because I have a corrupt attorney general that communicates with the DOJ in Washington to keep me nice and busy because I'm leading Biden in the polls by a lot.
Donald Trump melted down during his New York fraud trial on Tuesday, storming out of the courtroom after a press conference that can only be described as a little moody. And Trump has good reason to be upset. After all, have you seen all the evidence they have against him? Trump spent his time in the angry corner, ripping everyone involved in the trial, including New York Attorney General Tish James. But all that shouting isn't going to change what's going on inside the courtroom, and that alone drives Donald Trump nuts. But Trump's remarks didn't go unnoticed, because shortly after Trump took his ball and stormed off to the nearest McDonald's, Attorney General James made her own statement.
This case was brought simply because it was a case where individuals have engaged in a pattern and practice of fraud. And I will not sit idly by and allow anyone to subvert the law. And lastly, I will not be bullied. And so Mr. Trump is no longer here. The Donald Trump show is over. This was nothing more than a political stunt.
Trump is already facing gag orders in other cases for making what could be perceived as threats against the judges involved. And why don't we take a second and just check in on how that gag order's holding up?
Document after document. And the bottom line is this is rigged. The judge knows whatever he's going to do. He said that Mar-a-Lago was worth $18 million, and it's worth $1.5 billion for thereabouts. And he said it was worth $18 billion. So they defrauded us because he called me a fraud. He called me a fraud, and he values Mar-a-Lago at $18 million.
You know, watching this video is a reminder that Donald Trump doesn't actually know that many words to start with, and when he gets upset, that number falls even lower. But you heard that right. Trump is actually accusing the New York judicial system of defrauding him, and not the other way around. And Trump sure had a lot of potentially legally troubling things to say about how he values his assets and reports his taxes, because as Trump himself will tell you, nobody knows how much he's worth. Not even, apparently, the IRS.
My financial documents are valued much less than my actual value, which nobody even knows. But the financial documents that I gave to the bank are much less than my actual net worth. So therefore, I gave them to the bank. They can't be a fraud because I gave them lower numbers. I'm probably one of the only people ever to seek a loan. I didn't even need the loan because you see the kind of cash I have. I didn't even need loans.
Yeah, Trump didn't need those loans, and that's exactly why he's apparently admitting to filing a bunch of fraudulent paperwork with a bunch of major banks. And once again, Trump's all-star legal team doesn't have the courage to tell their client that he's walking into a legal nightmare. But that's not all, friends, because Donald Trump didn't just say he'd be in court all week, he actually swore to that in a separate legal filing, explaining why he couldn't provide a deposition in Michael Cohen's lawsuit. Trump leaving his trial now puts him in violation of that sworn statement. It's clear the Trump train is starting to shake a little bit, and meltdowns like what we saw on Tuesday only heighten the sense that Donald Trump knows he's in trouble. The courtroom turned out to be Donald Trump's personal kryptonite. And if you think that was wild, check out this video.
So much food and water stored down there to feed the whole United States for about 10 years.
And as always, leave a comment below so you can let me know what I should cover next.